Hello, and welcome to the 84th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So it's been a hot minute since I last put up an episode about 4 weeks ago, but a lot has been going on time-wise and other more personal things that have been going on. I might talk about it later on, but guess what? We're just going to get back into the knitting, and I will show you what I've been working on. Yeah, it's all still inside this bag. I've had it in these bags for quite some time. Okay. No, not that one. That one. Did I get them all out? Yes, I got them all out. Okay. So first we'll start off with... Nope. I'm gonna show you my socks. These ones you've seen before. I finished off one sock already for each of them. So you've already seen this sock. And since my update last month, I basically went from the cake, finished the toe, started the second sock, and I'm working my way down. I am probably about 3 or 4 rows away from doing the toe. I've been 3 or 4 rows away from doing the toe for the past week or so, but I will get it done. I realized while I was working on it, this stitch marker means I dropped a stitch. So I'm not certain exactly how I'm going to tack it back because I didn't realize until I was maybe about here that it was loose. So I'm happy that it didn't come out, but So the yarn that I'm using for this one is one that I dyed myself. It's called, I'm going to call you Skirt. It's on a merino nylon 80-20 blend. Yeah, I have one skein in this colorway on my shop. I haven't dyed anymore. I've been wanting to dye more. Now that I've really seen how it dyes up, I am loving this. But finding the time to do it has been a little bit difficult. But I will get back around to it. So, that's one. Stuff it all back in there. It's just a plain vanilla sock, sorry. 64 stitches on a size 0 US needle, or 2.0 millimeter. Project number 2. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Sorry, it's in this one. I moved it out of the bag that it was originally in because I needed the bag for something else, which I'll show you in a bit. So, last time you had seen this project, I was halfway through the leg. I finished the rest of the leg, and then I am maybe about half a pattern repeat from starting the toe. This one's not as bad because I've been at that point since Thursday. So I've actually made progress, and you can see that I've made progress on this one. I haven't dropped any stitches. The pattern is coming out a lot better now that I more finalized exactly what I wanted. The yarn I'm using is Mondine in a very numbered colorway. Hold on. It's Mondine in the colorway 118. So it's this beautiful plummy color. And then for this, I can't remember what it is, but it's from Primrose Yarn, but I can't remember what the colorway is. It's one of their mini socks sets that they have. Mini skein, yeah, that they sell. So I got that for the contrasting heel cuffs and toes. I'm debating whether or not I have enough for the toe for the socks. This is all I've got left. All right, I'm trying hard, but with my long tail cast on, I'm so afraid I'm not going to have enough to do it. I always end up doing more, and I end up with like really long pieces that could very much go towards a toe. So I probably do like what I did with one of my other socks when I reached that point and just pull in some of this yarn for it. My mind has been appeased as to worrying about whether or not this would be good for socks. Vanessa from the Knitting Loft, she actually sent me a message to say socks are exactly what this thing is made from. So I'm assuming that means it's going to be like a high twist. So it should keep everything just fine. Probably still means I have to wash my socks by hand. I never do that. So we'll see how well I remember to do that. So I'm no longer worried about it. And honestly, because I think I got it for $16 a ball for a pair of socks. And quite clearly, I'm going to have a lot left over out of this. That's really good for your bang. If you're looking for solid colored yarns, Mondine is good. Seems like it's really good to me. All right. Next, I casted on a new project. And this is kind of stash acquisition. Where did I put my other stuff? Ooh. I just realized I forgot to take out all my stash enhancements. I think I put... Oh, I found them. Never mind. Okay, so I kind of went a bit I very much increased my stash. And while doing it, it was because, what was it? A few weeks ago, I think about a month ago, at the knitting loft, Chelsea Yarns was there and she brought her yarn. And I said, well, why not? I want to see what this stuff is like. I've never used it before. I bought it. I love what I got. I ended up leaving with 3 skeins of yarn. So hold on. They're already caked up because my ball winder doesn't like to work properly. So now I just get my yarn caked up at the store when I buy it, or a couple days later. So let me show you what I've gotten so far. Okay, so this is 2 of them. This one is called Favorite Leather Boots. Favorite Leather Boots. It's a beautiful color. Love it. This one is, I can't remember off the top of my head. Ooh. Tin Can. And then, hold on. The other one that I got inside this drawer, take that out. I think it was this one. This one is Rose Warrior. This was a very popular colorway. I think I got, there's maybe about 2 or 3 on the peg when I went in to go get it. That was 10:30 in the morning. That was left based on what people had already picked up. So, yes, I got that. I know what I'm making with this. I'm making socks for sure. Also, with my stash enhancement, I got this one. I'm missing the tag for it, but it's Artful Yarns. I love the color for it. I've already determined I'm going to be making a pair of socks out of this one. This is going to be my contrasting heel cuffs and toe. I think they'll go together quite nicely. It's probably going to be, I'm going to try another one of my own, trying to make my own design for that one. So that's already set. This is also going to become a pair of socks, but I think I was still debating, which one to do for the heel cuffs and toe. I can either go with the dark or I can go with a lighter. I think they both go. And both of these were dyed by me. Yeah. This one was, I think, my Barely There Avocado, which was this one. And then this one, I think I just did a trying out a brown, and that's what I got with it. I used it for another project, but I don't know which one I'm going to do with this yet. But I'm not going to decide that until I finish my other 2. So let me put these back. And then I can show you my actual new cast on. Oh, they're supposed to be on here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. We'll neaten that up afterwards. So, my other major project that I've worked on was because Maria from the Knitting Loft and Angie, who was at the Knitting Loft, both convinced me that I should cast this thing on. And since I bought the Chelsea yarn, I decided I was going to. Hold on. Let me find the first page. No, chart. Did I not print out the first page for this pattern? That's always possible. Because sometimes I don't, because it's not really necessary for the rest of the pattern. It's okay. I got the information I need from it. So this is the, hold on. I keep forgetting it. I want to call it a speckle pop, and I know it's not. Darn it. I can never remember it. This is so bad. Okay, I'm going to put the name on the screen. And it's by Leslie Ann Robinson. It is a brioche shawl. And I've done brioche before. You've seen me do brioche before. But what makes this different, number one, I'm using the lovely Chelsea yarn. But what makes this different is it's dealing with stuff that I've never dealt with before in brioche, which is increases and decreases. I've never done that, so I've got this going on now. So this is it so far. It's not that big. I'm on the second repeat, and it's coming along quite nicely. I bought new needles for the occasion. I told you I really went on a shopping spree. It's the, hold on a second, this is going to bother me. Okay, it's the, these are, why did I suddenly forget this? I have these yarns. These needles, I mean. I'll put it up on the screen. That's going to be my solution to everything. I'm just going to put it up on the screen. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. So, I am loving it. And I also felt real good when Bruno was complimenting me that how nice my brioche is looking, I'm very like, yes, thank you. I'm very proud of that. Considering I've never really done increases or decreases, sorry, it's coming up again. These are new stitches to me, but it's coming out quite nicely. There are times when I'm seeing it, I'm not certain if I fudged it as I'm working on it or what, but I keep knitting a few rows and stopping and staring and just admiring my work like, wow. Makes me feel a little bit conceited, but I like the stuff that I do. So what do you want me to do? So there's that. I'm very happy with that. So let me put that back inside here. But first, I also got new enamel pins for my bag. So you've definitely seen this one, the turning date one. Then I got the this one I also got when Chelsea Yarns came, mostly because I like making cookies, and at that point I had made like maybe about 4 or 5 batches of cookies in the span of 3 weeks, if not less. So I thought that was perfect. And then on the back, I had actually gotten 3 things of sushi, but one fell off, and I can't find where it went to. I'm gonna assume it's gone. Bye bye. I have no clue. And the other one I got was this one, which is Putin. It's from on Etsy. Happy Worker, I think is her name on there. I thought it was the cutest thing, and I was so happy when I got it. I had to put it on my bag. I knew that's exactly what I was going to do when I got it. So, yeah, that is all of my. Nope, forgot. There's a new cast done. That was almost all of my works in progress. Okay, so for this one isn't any new stash. It's all yarn I dyed myself. I think I used this for a pair of socks. I don't quite remember, but I dyed this one myself. With this one, it really only has 2 rows of the leg. That's all that's on there. So there's that. And then this is the most beautiful purple I have ever dyed in my life, and I'm pretty certain this is the one where I just threw in this and threw in that and came out with a purple, and I didn't write anything down. So this is the color. That's what the main body of this is going to be. I'm trying out a new pattern. I'm not fully certain as to exactly what it's going to be, but I have a very good, like a 90% idea as to what I want. And I just started this on Friday. Like I started the cuff on Friday, so I'm doing good progress on it. Make sure I don't lose those stitches. That's okay. That's all of my works in progress and my new cast on. So that's 2 works in progress and 2 new cast ons that I've done in the past month. Plus a bunch of stash acquisition. Like I haven't done that in so long. It feels so weird to be able to do that. Let's see, what else is there? I think knitting wise, that is pretty much it. I guess we'll go on to what's been going on in my life. So for the past few weeks, I haven't done anything with my iPad, which is what I usually use to record, like I'm recording right now, other than reading and watching YouTube. Otherwise, because I don't have the time to do anything else. My grandfather went into the hospital. This Wednesday will be 2 weeks ago. He had an amputation done. It was one of those things where it was necessary for it to be done. So that took a lot of time. Going in, seeing him, having recovery and all that kind of stuff. In less than a week, he was already at the rehab place. They were saying that he was doing amazingly well. So I was very happy with that. But also keep in mind that I'm used to having him at home. Otherwise, if I want to see him, I actually have to leave my house and go to places. That takes up a lot of time. So he's doing quite well in rehab. He's been there for 1 full week already. A day more than a week. He's been doing quite well. He's been happy with all the people who've been coming to see him. And he seems to be going through recovery well. We're just seeing how the rehab is going to go. Otherwise, because that means now he has to start doing things he wasn't able to do before. Like really actually being able to get up and walk somewhere without being in a whole bunch of pain. So we're going to see how well that goes. Let's see what else has happened to me in the past couple of weeks. We had a surprise birthday party for my brother on Saturday night. He had no clue. I was trying to figure out how I was going to explain I'm coming home with you when I already said I was going to be in Hamilton the next day. Somehow or another, he did not clue into what I was saying, but that's okay. So his fiance planned it for him, and he was very, very surprised. She came up with a good enough story that he believed. And so when he was asked to come in and help with something and we all yelled surprise, he just stood there like just looking back and forth. And I swear it felt like a good 3 minutes. He just kept staring at everything and could not believe we were doing this. This was being done for him. So to snap him out of it, I gave him one of my cookies and he was, happily chewed on it. And he was like, yeah, well, thank you, thank you. So I'm glad he enjoyed that. So my brother's 30 now, man. That's like an old man. I think I can get away with saying that because I'm the oldest. So yeah. Let's see. Otherwise, we had a major. Well, I consider it a major performance for us. Outside of church for a vegetarian food fest that happens in Hamilton every year. This is actually the 22nd year that it happened, and they asked my praise and worship team from my church to sing, so we did, and apparently we were a big hit. So yeah, they actually somehow or another they got the Beyond Burger there, and they were like A&W's, like in Canada we can get it at A&W's, you can get it at Tim Hortons for their breakfast sandwich and that kind of stuff. But the A&W one is pretty big. They managed to get, I swear they were like bigger than quarter pounders at this vegetarian food fest. I was ecstatic. I bought it and I got it for $4. For $4. Tell me that, like, my friend, like a good amount of my friends, very much meat eaters, barbecue, eat meat, yes, type thing. And he had one because honestly, it's like either you eat that or you go to the Tim Hortons down the street and you get food from there. But he ate it and he's like, this is actually really good. I'm like, you've never had the A&W burger, like the one that they have there? He's like, no, I've never had one. So he was very surprised and he enjoyed it immensely. And I'm there like, see, he liked it. My dad's godbrother likes it and he's married to a vegan. Or she was a vegan at the time, and he had it and he was like in shock, and it's just because he was like one of those, yep, you be vegan, I'm coming home with my roasted chicken every day. But he had it and he really liked it, and that's what got me into trying it. I enjoyed it immensely, and hey, I look forward to seeing what else they end up doing with other kind of food. The hot dog I didn't like as much. I took a bite out of my brother RJ's and I wasn't too big of a fan of that. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Like, there are a couple of times that I sang with my sister and my brother. I kind of consider it singing with my brother. He was mostly like the MC for the two songs that we did, and his friend Nathan, and we did the song called "I Believe" by Lauren Daigle, and my brother got to come in with his which is really, really cute. Because number one, my brother doesn't really sing. He never takes singing seriously. He plays every instrument under the sun, but that one he's just kind of there like. But he actually tried. He actually tried with that one, and it turned out pretty good. And what was the other song that we did? Confidence. Yes, as my stepmother calls it, the Daniel song. And we kept correcting her, and she still kept calling it the Daniel song. So we made sure we called that out afterwards. We did a good job for that one. Instead of having the usual evening service that's typically had at churches for 4 o'clock in the evening after a long day of church, we'll have an evening service type of thing. The kids decided that they were going to go out into the city and give out water to people. We all had our lovely Hope shirts. And they brought out bottles of water to people. So nothing like, preaching or anything like that. But number one, it ended up being like one of those heat wave days. So it ended up being a really good day. We had little kids compete to see who could give out the most amount of water. We still had a station of people who wanted to volunteer, but were not as mobile at our church, sitting out there and giving out bottles of water to people who were walking by and all of that kind of stuff. And it worked out very well because the next day at our church we had something that we've been doing for like the last, it seems like 10 years, called the free market. And we also had our food bank. Food bank happens every month at my church, but the free market happens once a year, where basically people donate things like, gently used clothing, sometimes even new clothing and all of that kind of stuff for like the house and that kind of stuff. And then people can basically come and shop for free. It's like, you want it, come and get it. So we had people who were actually coming out and looking for the people with the hope shirts. Like, yes, 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 the people with the hope shirt. That's those are the people we're looking for. So there was that, and that went very, very well. Yeah. So I guess it changes. It's showing the focus as to where my pastor, who's been one of my longtime friends, as to what he's trying to do, which is, in a sense, not just keeping church inside of church, going out, helping people, meeting people where they need the help, as opposed to just staying up in a stuffy building, not doing anything to help anybody else around you other than the people in the building, which is kind of goes against the point as to what's going on in the Bible. So I'm actually very proud of that. I wish I could have stayed to participate, but we were leaving early. I can't remember why. There was somewhere that we had to go that my house we couldn't get to stay to help. But yeah, so that's everything I think that's been happening for the past. Oh, I remember what had happened. It was something that happened to my brother Marvin. He had gone to a car accident. We were rushing back to see him. He ended up being perfectly fine, but his car was not good. But yeah, so we basically were rushing back to make sure that he was okay. So that's everything that has happened in the past month. So I'm gonna get going because I'm not gonna edit this till after I come back. I'm gonna go to the loft and hang out and knit because today is the only day that I can do that. Oh, I got back my bridesmaid dress, but it's too long. So my brother's gonna take me to the shop today after he finishes work so I can get it shortened, because apparently even though I put on 4-inch heels underneath it just to see if it would work, because I'm not wearing 4-inch heels to the wedding, it was still too long. So they're gonna have to shorten it again for me. I'm wearing flats, so that's gonna be quite a bit of fabric that they're going to be getting rid of. And I think that is everything. Yep, so that's what I'm doing today. So I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good week. And thank you for spending your crafting/knitting time with me. And I hope to see you again and sooner than a month from now. All right? Bye.